Welcome back, Pokemon trainers. Professor Chaz here. The lab coat's on back order, and it's time now for this week's Pokemon Omega Ruby rotation battles in the battle spot free battle. So I uploaded yesterday the team builder for this week. It's focusing on Mega Gyarados and the rest of the team. So if you want to see who I'm bringing and the strategies and movesets and held items that are going to go along with them, go check out that video. There's a link in the description. You can see who I've assembled and the ideas I've got for trying to get them through to the victories. Without further ado, with all being said, let's get right into these battles this week and see how well we do this week in the rotation battles versus, I'm sure, a lot of legendary Pokemon. So let's begin. Our first opponent has been found from Shiga, Japan. Let's take a look at the team. So we see a number of legendaries. There's a Salamence, a level 45 Regirock. Might not see that in the battle. A Heatran, Spiritomb, an Entei, and a Dialga. So we do see a lot of possible physical, well, not a lot. The Salamence could be physical. I think I've seen them special based as well, though. Regirock would definitely be physical, but they might not want to bring that. Either way, I'm going to lead with Gary to get the Intimidate drop. And his biggest threats would be... I don't know. Not really too much to worry about, I don't think. So in that case, I think I'm going to bring either Tails or Witwicky. Who would be better? Well, the Psychic will not hit that Spiritomb, so I think Chandelure is a better idea, so Witwicky will be a second choice. I want to bring either Axl or Sprout. I think, given this matchup, Sprout might be the better way to go. So I'm going to bring Sprout. And the fourth Pokemon, I'm actually going to bring Jiggy the Jigglypuff. In fact, I'm going to bring him in one of the third Pokemon. I'm going to bring Sprout as the fourth. I can rotate into Jiggy to get the Thunder Wave off if need be. There was nobody immune to Thunder Wave, fortunately. Alright, so let's see which Pokemon lead off on either side. We're in for another legendary battle this week, it looks like. Heatran, Dialga, and Spiritomb. So we don't need to worry about the weather conditions, fortunately. Did this thing try to Will-O-Wisp us? That's possible. So it's got Air Balloon. Can't hit it with any ground moves. That means Earthquake is out, but we do have Waterfall. Now, the thing is, they might try to Will-O-Wisp us, though. I couldn't swing around right into Jiggy, though, to get a Thunder Wave or a possible Light Screen. I think these are all going to be more special based, so I'm going to swing into Jiggy. And first order of business, I'm going to go Thunder Wave. Alright, so they stay active. Iron Head is going to hurt. I hope they don't flinch us. There's the flinch. So Iron Head is going to be a problem, but we did lower the attack with the Intimidate. If they stay with this, I'm going to spin back into Gary. And I'm going to just go for a Waterfall. Dialga resists that. I think probably Crunch is the better move. But before any of that, I want to Dragon Dance, maybe? No, my idea is I'm going to go around into Gary and Crunch right now. Then I want to pull him back. That way we can get a second Intimidate off. So this will be neutral. Hardly any damage though, but we do lower the defense. And we pop the Air Balloon. So Iron Head is resisted. Yep, no damage to worry about. Now I'm going to simply retreat Gary to the Pokeball and bring in Sprout. I hope they don't go for a fire move. Alright, so Gary can take a rest for the time being. I wonder what they're thinking. Is it Mega Gyarados or Mega Venusaur? There's the old ribbon. I love the Contest Star ribbons. And it explodes! I could have rotated it into our Chandelure. But I think we'll take that. Nothing to worry about. The Heatran blows itself up, and we're winning 1-0 right now. Little Black Sludge recovery. So the fire type is gone, once they brought the Entei. There's the Entei. Are they going to go for a fire move right now? That is possible. I think, all things considered, I'm going to spin around into Witwicky right now and go for Safeguard. If they try Will-O-Wisp, we're at least going to absorb it with the Flash Fire and safeguard away the Will-O-Wisp from anyone else on the team. So they go with the Flame Charge, which is definitely beneficial. And we'll put the Safeguard up. So the fire moves have been boosted, but the Entei resists. And I don't want to get this thing speeding up if possible, so I don't want to rotate out of Witwicky right now. I'm going to Shadow Ball. It's going to be neutral to everything on the field. Once this Entei is gone, we can actually start going for the Flamethrower. Dig! Okay. But we have the Air Balloon. I don't know if they noticed that or not. Actually, they wouldn't have noticed it because I don't think it shows it when it comes in on the backside. So we're just safe to go for the Shadow Ball. A little damage off on you. That's almost a 2-hit KO. Now, they might rotate at this point. I'm going to go for a Flamethrower to see how much we do to the Entei, or at least get some good damage off on everything else. The Spiritomb could Sucker Punch if it comes up. But I think I'm okay with that. We're not super physically defensive. But I think we can take one, hopefully. The opponent's probably trying to figure out why did that not do anything. So you're gonna ignore, you're gonna go for a fire move again. They think we're probably gonna switch out, but we're not rotating. Yeah, Flamethrower is the way to go from now on. It's our strongest move. It's going to knock out the Entei. And the Spiritomb Sucker Punch could be a problem if it comes up. Fire Fang again does nothing. I wonder if they just gave up at this point. We have some good flame damage, and the Volcano Pokemon Entei is down. So we're no longer protected by Safeguard. I wonder if they're going to try Sucker Punch now. Either way, I'm going to rotate into Jiggy and go for a Thunder Wave. If they go for an attack move, Jiggy's going to fall. Flash Cannon, yep, Steel type, that's super powerful. But it's time to bring out Gary once again, get the Intimidate drop. Now, if we can slow this thing down, which I don't think we can at this point, nothing that we have can lower the speed. I think all I need to do is go for a Dragon Dance. Would this thing have something good against water and dark? I don't think it gets anything like that, so I'm just going to Mega Evolve right now and Dragon Dance it up. Alright, Mega Gary. Let's get things started. There's the Mold Breaker. Dragon Dance. I didn't mention that in the team building yesterday, but the Mold Breaker ignores all abilities such as Levitate when figuring out the damage. And Roar of Time. This is going to hurt. Can we take it? We are Mega Evolution. We do take it, not super well, but we take it. So, we're going to go, I think, I'm actually going to spin around into Witwicky and go for a pretty well free Will-O-Wisp or Flamethrower? I'm just going to go for the damage of Flamethrower. It's neutral. We could get the burn as a residual from the Flamethrower. Let's see what happens. And it is boosted thanks to the Flash Fire. So one more of those will drop it. And I don't think there's much this thing can do to our Chandelure, so I'm just going to stay in and go Flamethrower again. Roar of Time. I think we can handle that. We have boosted our defense in the Super Training. We hung in there with 4 HP. But the key thing is we hung in there. Alright. So we dropped the Legendary Dialga as well. Everything's riding on the Spiritomb. Since this can get Sucker Punch, I'm going to rotate into Sprout right now and start getting up the Toxic Leech Seed combo. Toxic first, simply because it's going to increase in damage each turn, so the sooner we get that off, the sooner the damage builds up. There's that Sucker Punch. And Toxic connects. We got the poison off on it. Next, we're gonna go Leech Seed. I think we pretty much have this one in the bag. I don't want to call it too soon, but we got 3 against 1. This thing's poisoned. It's about to take a Leech Seed. Yeah, we're in a good spot. Going for another Sucker Punch. See, I don't want to attack it right now because of the possible Sucker Punch. At this point, I'm going to rotate back into Gary and go Dragon Dance. I could even just start attacking with Sprout too, because his HP is high enough he should be able to handle all this. But I'm going to try to speed Gary up a little bit more. So we'll go into him and Dragon Dance. If they go for something other than Sucker Punch, then he could get the knockout on our Mega Gyarados. So we outspeed. They actually didn't go for Sucker Punch. They might get the KO here. Ominous Wind. We resist that. And we resist it quite well. Now, are they going to predict a Sucker Punch at this point? And we were lucky they didn't get the stat boost from Ominous Wind. They have a chance, I think it's a 5% chance to boost each of their stats. So I think we're pretty much good to go back into Sprout and go for a victory, because the opponent quits right there, disconnects. We're calling that a win for my team. Good game, guys. And moving on to battle number 2 for the week from Kanagawa, Japan, my opponent hails from. Let's see, they've got another Salamence. Let's see, a Latios, Flygon, and a Rotom Heat, Latios, and Charizard. Sadly, there is only one held item, so this isn't going to be the most powerful team. However, I say that, and yet most of these, or 2 of these are legendaries. So we see a lot of Fire and Dragon on the opposing side. Sadly, the Charizard doesn't have Charizard X, because that could have been a Fire and Dragon. So let's see. Mostly they're going to be special-based attackers, so I might want to bring Gary in as like a reserve. I might not want to bring either of my grass types, because they're both going to be weak to Fire and Psychic and Flying, and there's a lot of that on the opposing side. So, since there is a lot of Fire, I'm going to lead with our Ninetales Tails, Witwicky the Chandelure, Jiggy the Jigglypuff, and Gary is our 4th choice in reserve. Alright, the epic battle gets underway to the tune of the Team Magma or Aqua leader, Archie or Maxie. So which do they lead off with? That Salamence was in a Cherish Ball of it. Wonder if it's an event. Here we see our 3 Contest Star Ribbon shine. So we're going to lower our attack. Good thing we didn't lead with Gary, actually. We would have lost some attack stat. So what can this do to us? I can go for a Dragon move. I can spin around into Jiggy and go for a free Thunder Wave. If they spring the Rotom up, though, the Thunder Wave will not do anything. They're not going to go for a Fire move, since we have our 2 Flash Fire Pokemon. Let's take a look at our options. So we can burn anything but the Rotom. I'm afraid of this thing going for a physical move against us. I think the best idea, I'm going to swing in a Jiggy and go with Reflect. Alright, and Hydro Pump actually. So I should go for Light Screen instead. I could also Thunder Wave this. But again, I'm worried the Rotom's going to come up. So I'm going to keep Jiggy in. Based on the damage he just took, he should survive another one of those Hydro Pumps. If it connects, I'm going to Light Screen. Get the 2 screens up. So Latios comes up, goes Ice Beam. Can we take this? Unfortunately, no. So Gary's going to come in right now. So, they probably can't resist the urge to go for a Thunderbolt from that Rotom. And given that, I think our best idea, we can swing into Tails and get a nasty plot up. They stay active and go for Thunder and they miss. So we have a free nasty plot, sharply boosting our special attack. The downside is neither of our two attacks, Psyshock or Overheat, will do anything to this Dragon Psychic type. We can go for a Will-O-Wisp Burn. I think that's the safest play, because even if Rotom comes up and our Will-O-Wisp doesn't do anything, there's nothing the Rotom can really do to us. Here it comes. So the Will-O-Wisp will fail. And what does this go for? A Volt Switch. Okay. We get to see their fourth Pokemon. Decent damage. It's a 3-hit KO if they get a couple more of those off on us. The last Pokemon coming in is going to turn out to be Latias. So, we are free to Will-O-Wisp anything now. Since we already took some damage on Tails, I think I'm going to go into Witwicky and go for his Will-O-Wisp. Earthquake. Well, our air balloon protects us, thankfully. We're going to burn you, reducing the damage from that Earthquake. Since we saw Thunder, I'm a little worried to bring Gary in and go for the Dragon Dance. We just lost one of our screens, the Reflect. I guess, yeah, we didn't even get the... No, we didn't get the Light Screen because the Ice Beam took Jiggy out too soon. So we have the Burn. I think we can go for another Will-O-Wisp, actually. Nope, they don't rotate, so they go for Toxic. Fortunately, that doesn't break the air balloon, because it wasn't a direct hit. Right, so will they rotate now? They might expect me to keep going for Will-O-Wisp, they might just go for damage. No, they're not going to Earthquake. Of course, this is the one time I don't bring Dark Pulse on Tails. Would have been really useful against these two Psychic Dragon types. So in that case, I'm just going to go with a Shadow Ball, get off whatever damage we can for the time being. They stay active, so we're going to resist this. We are going to lose the air balloon. And we're going to get some decent Shadow Ball damage off on this. I think the burn might take it out. It's going to be close. It does. So down goes the Latias. Now the Rotom comes in. Does it go for the Volt Switch? It could also go for bringing the Salamence up, perhaps. I think I'm going to make use of Tails' boosted special attack. I'm going to go into her, go for a Psyshock. The only downside is if they switch into the Latios. So it stays active with the Rotom. We're going to get some good damage off here. One more of those will do the trick. But they probably know this, and they might switch this Rotom out. In that case, I'm going to swing into Witwicky. He might take a pretty decent Volt Switch in damage, but we're going to switch back into him, go for Shadow Ball. I'm predicting they might bring the Latias, or the, yeah, Latias, there we go. What's this going to do to us? Dragon Pulse, this will hurt. We are invested in defenses, though. We hung in there. We're going to get some good damage off with Shadow Ball. Alright, almost brought it down. Poison's going to take us out, though. Okay, here's the risky play. I'm thinking of bringing Gary up. And going for a Dragon Dance. Well, I brought Gary up anyway. I'm going to Dragon Dance, but Mega Evolution Dragon Dance. If this thing goes for the Thunder, or if the Rotom comes for Volt Switch, I want to not be double weak to it. Mega Evolution, Dragon Dance. Let's see how this plays out. So they stay active with the Latias. Latios. Well, let's see what happens. Going to go for Thunder, I'm sure. Mold Breaker means we can use Earthquake on anything. We dodge the Thunder. Dragon Dance comes up. We can Earthquake anything but that Salamence. Now they know we have Mold Breaker. I think our best bet now, I'm going to Crunch. I'm going to get the knockout on the Latias. Latios, I keep mixing up the names. The knockout is coming on Latios. And the Rotom is the biggest threat right now. We saw this Salamence had Hydro Pump. We haven't seen anything else from it yet. And it was the only one holding an item, so it's going to be a Mega Evolution. I think the safest bet right now, I'm going to Waterfall. It's going to be resisted by the Salamence, but super effective on the Rotom. We could get a flinch on the Salamence. So let's do that. Waterfall. No Mega Evolution. And almost it's going to be a 3-hit KO. This is going to hurt us. But we can take another few of those. So I think a Crunch will probably take the Salamence out, since it's not resisted. And it might also take the Rotom out if it rotates up, so I'm going to Crunch. Alright, let's see what we can do here. We outspeed, thanks to the Dragon Dance. And down goes the Rotom. I think it's just a matter of sweeping up with another Crunch attack on the Salamence. Come on, Gary, crunch away. You got this. I'm surprised if this doesn't knock it out, actually. There we go. Another victory for the team this week. Congratulations, guys and girls. Our final opponent from Japan, Tokushima, is, can't pronounce the name of course, but they are bringing a Milotic, Roserade of their own, Charizard, Gardevoir, Lucario, and Garchomp. 4 potential Mega Evolutions, and they're all holding items, they're all level 50. Okay, this will be a good challenging match. No legendaries either. So, we do see some physical offense in the Garchomp and Lucario. I can lead with Gary in that case. Whatever they lead with, we're going to get a physical defense drop-off with Intimidate. So I think he is the best choice to lead. I can always bring him back and bring him back out later for another Intimidate if need be. So there's a lot of good type diversity. His biggest threats would definitely be, well, if we Mega Evolve, the Lucario will be a big threat. We can try to get a burn off with Witwicky, who is immune to fighting moves, so he's a good choice for number 2. Our third Pokemon, I'm thinking of bringing one of the grass types to deal with that Milotic. And the one that can do the most damage to the Roserade, I'm thinking, would be Sprout as number 3. Or, you know, I'm actually going to bring my own Roserade just to see if these two match up against each other. Just for the, you know, the fun of it. And I think I'm going to bring Tails the Ninetales as 4th choice. If they try to go for a fire move with Charizard, we can switch into Tails and get the Flash Fire boost. So that's choice number 4. Plus she's going to be good against the Lucario as well, with some good overheat damage. And the Roserade. Final match gets underway. Alright, time to see who they led with. This is the exciting part. Well, the entire match is exciting, but this is the first exciting part. Alright, challenges issued. Leading off with Gary, Witwicky, and Axl. All sporting their nice shiny contest star ribbons. As they lead with Gardevoir, Charizard, and their own Roserade. So we do know Thunderbolt is a thing from Gardevoir. We could also go for a Dazzling Gleam predicting a Mega Evolution. I think in this case, our best bet, we can swing into Witwicky. See, they might be predicting we'd switch into our Poison type to resist a Fairy move and bring the Charizard in to go for Fire. So, all things considered, the safest play, I think, is to swing into Witwicky. I want to probably put a Safeguard up. That Roserade could be a problem with some status conditions. So I'm going to go Safeguard for a defensive first play and see how things play out. I'm going to put a Reflect. Okay, that's perfectly fine. You get your screen up, I'll get mine. Nice little trade-off on turn 1. So now we can go for a Shadow Ball. It's going to be neutral to everything, but super effective on the Gardevoir. We can burn anything except the Charizard, but would they bring this Charizard up against a Fire type? I don't think they will. So first off, I'm going to Will-O-Wisp. There's the Roserade. Shadow Ball, ooh, super effective, but we are defensive. One more of those and we're done, of course. Especially now with the defense drop. Alright, so we're gonna burn this thing at least. Unless it has a Lumberry. It might also be carrying aromatherapy too, like our own. No Lumberry, so the burn continues. Wonder if now's a good time to swing into Gary Mega Evolve to resist the Shadow Ball. Dragon Dance. That is the play to make. Mega Evolution, Dragon Dance. Even if this Gardevoir comes up and goes for the Thunderbolt, which I'm predicting might happen, at least we're not double weak to it. Charizard actually comes up. Okay, so Mega Evolution, Mega Gyarados hits the field. What can this Charizard do to us? So there's our Mold Breaker. Abilities will have no effect on our attacks. It could flinch us with the Air Slash. Nope, no flinch. Alright. Dragon Dance goes on. Now, Waterfall the Charizard knocked out immediately. They'll probably predict that and go into their Roserade, which means the best move to go for is a Physical Crunch, because as far as I know, Roserade do not have the best physical defense, and Crunch will be neutral to both, or Crunch is actually neutral to everything on the opposing side. Here comes the Gardevoir, we should outspeed this. These aren't known for physical defense either. It does, however, take that. And Will-O-Wisp is protected by Safeguard. They must have forgot that little tidbit from earlier. We're just going to crunch away again. And they're just going to end it right there, unfortunately. So we actually win our final match of the week. Right there, it says so. Win. So that last match was a little unfortunate that it looked like the most competitive out of the three this week, and the opponent chose to forfeit so quickly. But that's just the way of the battle spot sometimes, unfortunately. However, that does mean the match was short enough that I could just squeeze it in right at the end there, and by doing so, all 6 of my Pokemon this week, yes, including Jiggy, claimed victory in all 3 battles, each one of them gaining the green glow of victory. So this brings us to the end of this week's Pokemon Omega Ruby rotation battles, everybody. I'm going to be choosing another one of the Pokemon that you see here that hasn't been used yet, and whichever one can go Mega Evolution. I'm picking one. I'm going to make a team based around that Pokemon for next week's battle video. So if you see any Pokemon here you'd like to see Mega Evolution of in next week's battle, just let me know down below. Leave a comment which one you want to see, and I'll see if I can formulate a team using them. Also, feel free to leave me a comment letting me know what you thought of the matches today, and any suggestions that you might have for some improved movesets or strategies that I can consider for the Pokemon that I used for use in future battles. With that being said, the video now comes to a close. Thank you for checking out these battles, trainers, and I'll catch you next time.